Good afternoon. Today we are doing our last objective in this unit. Unit 5.
Yeah.
Unit 5. So we're doing the last objective. So then we're going to be doing some review work to get us ready for that test that will be after Christmas. So, James.
I actually want their lesson. It's a very easy lesson.
I'm glad it's looking easy. We are working on CO33. I can write and solve proportions with measurement systems. How many of us remember converting stuff last year in 5th grade? There's some of us. More of us might remember these conversions as we go through it. It is something that you should have memorized, these conversions, so you know when you get older, how to easily convert stuff. Or if you're like me and you don't remember, you have to look it up and do the math and do the conversions. But we're going to be working on how to do it ourselves right now. So there will be times when you need to solve proportions with different units. We need to complete and use the guide below to help you remember conversions. Okay, so somebody was asking me earlier how many feet are in a yard. Okay, these are the kind of conversions we need to know. So let's look at this and fill in our table to help us with those conversions. So the first one is how many seconds in a minute? 60 seconds in a minute. How many minutes in an hour? 60. All the other conversations should be done. How many hours in a day?
24.
How many days in a year?
365.
How many inches in a foot?
12.
How many feet in a yard?
3.
How many yards in a mile? Tegan, what do you think?
5.
I think you're thinking feet in a yard, in a mile. It's not that. We want yards in a mile.
I remember seeing.
What do you think, Christopher?
It's like 1,700 and something.
60. 1,760. Very
Very
good. You were the closest. How many feet in a mile? 5,280.
I knew it was
5280. 5,280. Oh, voices are on. All right, now baking. How many ounces are in a cup?
16.
No.
8.
That's an 4.
8. How many cups in a pint?
2.
2. How many pints in a quart? 2 pints in a quart. How many quarts in a gallon? That one is our 4. So it is super easy to make those simple mistakes. I always think it's 16 ounces in a cup, but it's 8 ounces. It's 16 ounces, I think, in a pound.
So my third grade teacher showed me a way to memorize the ounces, cups, pints, and you draw a G, and then you draw two Q's, and then
Show us, because I don't know that way. You do need to fill in this chart, and you can put this chart on your help sheet. Evelyn has a way to remember it. Well, just patience.
the ounces in the pint, you just write 8%.
Hold on, patience. All right, so explain to us what all of these letters stand for.
So 1 gallon. So the G's for the gallon, the two Q's are for the 2 quarts in a gallon, the 2 P's are for the 2 pints in each quart, and then the 8 ounces for the 8 ounces. Oh wait, then you need the cups.
So
Then you need the 2 cups.
my question though is, there's 4 quarts in 1 gallon. I know it's hard.
And since you can't put the cups
All right. So the way I remember quarts is that there's 4 quarts in a gallon. Quarters. There's 4 quarters in a dollar, so there's 4 quarts in a gallon. That's how I remember that one. And then it's 2 pints in a quart, 2 cups in a pint. But like I said, if you don't have it memorized, because it's super easy to make those little mistakes, put it on your help sheet. Okay? You can have the conversions on your help sheet. That is not an example. That is something that you should put on a help sheet. It will help you. So we have all the information that we know up on top here. I like Evelyn's little, sometimes drawing those pictures, help us remember. But you do want to have all of this top table filled in so you know those conversions. It's going to help you with the homework. It will help you on the test if you put it on your help sheet. Don't just rely on, I'll remember it, because how easy is it to forget? And to be like, was it 2 or was it 4? 2, 4, 2, 4. We shouldn't be guessing on the test. Not when we get the opportunity to use a help sheet. James?
Oh.
Did you have a question?
No.
Okay.
I think I figured out a way to do quarts there, all of them.
All right, so if we want to know how many seconds are in a day, we have to go through all of our conversions from seconds all the way up to the day. So you might have to do multiple conversions to get there, because I couldn't tell you off the top of my head how many seconds are in a day, but I could if I walked through it. So first I want to convert 1 minute to 60 minutes. So what am I going to multiply by? 60. So I end up with 3,600. Now I want to go from 60 minutes to 1 hour.
3,600.
Yeah, the numerator is going to stay the same, because to go from 60 minutes, 1 hour, that is the same value. 60 minutes equals 1 hour. So 3,600 equals 3,600. Now I want to go from 1 hour to 24 hours. So here I've times it by 60. Here I need to multiply by what?
60.
Now I'm not multiplying by 60. I'm multiplying by 24 to go to 24 hours. What's 3,600 times 24, Evan?
86,400.
Now I want to go from 24 hours to 1 day. They equal each other. 24 hours is 1 day. So my top is going to stay the same. 86,400 seconds for 1 day. So we have to be able to go through all of those conversions, know when we're changing. 60 minutes to 1 hour is the same thing, so I don't have to change on top, right? Or am I multiplying to change that denominator? So then I need to multiply to change my numerator. So now let's look how many inches are in a yard. What do I have to do? How many inches are in a yard? So I know 12 inches and 1 foot. So 12 inches is 1 foot. So now I need to go from 1 foot to 3 feet. What math am I doing? Multiplying by 3. So 12 inches times 3 gives me how much? 36. Now I want to go from 3 feet to 1 yard. It's equals, so it stays the same. Now I want to go from 1 yard to 2 yards. What am I multiplying by? So I know there's 72 inches in 2 yards. So now the question is, how many ounces are in 3 quarts? How do you think we're going to solve that? What's my first ratio going to be? Aiden?
8 8 ounces in 1 cup?
There are 8 ounces in 1 cup. What do I want to go to from there, Jonas?
I'm not asking about that.
Yeah.
The last question on this page. You have to,
You know, we're not down to that last question on this page yet. Let's work on this one first, okay? Then we'll talk about that last question. So if I'm at 8 ounces for 1 cup, what's my next step going to be? If I'm looking back up at that chart, I can go from 1 cup to how many cups, Gus?
Oh, you multiply by 3.
Nope.
Wait, oh.
I'm at 1 cup. Look up at our table. 8 ounces equals 1 cup. So now I want to go to 2 cups equals 1 pint.
Times 2.
So I'm going to times 2. Because I want to have my 2 cups down there. Now I can say 2 cups equals what? 1 pint. Still 16 ounces because 2 cups equals 1 pint. Now what am I going to change my 1 pint into?
4. No. 2 pints.
2 pints. To get to that, I had to multiply by 2. 16 times 2 is 32 ounces. Now I need to go to my quarts. 2 pints equals what? 2 pints equals 1 quart. So 32 ounces equals 1 quart, but I need 3 quarts. So now I'm going to multiply it by 3 to get my 3 quarts. So 32 times 3 is 96 ounces. So we're taking it 1 step at a time until you can get to that final answer. Is that table that we filled in on top important?
Yeah.
Yes. We need to know that we go from ounces to cups, cups to pints, pints to quarts. Okay? It is important, so you better have made sure that you filled in that top section correctly because you will be using it as we go through this. So there is a second page, and I know Jonas already had a question on this first one. So let's look at that. Your heart beats 80 times per minute. So what's my fraction going to look like? 80 times over 1 minute. That's what I'm starting with. How many times does it beat in 13 years? So I'm going to go from minutes to years to 13 years. How do I go from minutes to years? Well, I'm going to look up at that chart. Okay, 1 minute is equal to what? I want to go up to 60 minutes so I can get to an hour. So, if I want to get to 60 minutes, what am I going to multiply by?
60.
So what's 80 times 60?
480.
4,800 times. So I'm just going to put a T for my times. So 4,800 times equals 60 minutes equals 1 hour. Right? So now I go from hours to what? So if I go from 1 hour to what?
24 hours.
To 24 hours.
No, it's not.
So I need to multiply. I need to multiply by that 24. 4,800 times 24 is 115,200. What's my next conversion going to be? James? 24 hours is
1 day.
1 day. That equals 1 day. So now what do I want to do? Go from 1 day to what, Audrey?
Multiply it by 365.
I'm going to multiply by 365 because I want to have 365 days. So 1,115, 2,000 times that would give me 4 million.
Oh, no.
No, sorry, 42 million. Oh my goodness. 42 million, 48,000 beats. So 42 million, 48,000 over 365 days equals what?
1 year.
Equals 1 year.
We have to read
And then we want to go to 13 years. So we're going to multiply by 13. And I'm going to work my way backwards with that answer. We've got zeros, 3 zeros, and we have 6, 2, 4, and we have 5, 4, 6. So 546,624,000 times in 13 years. Jonas?
Do we have to do leap year?
No. Oh, that's a good question. We are not doing leap year for
Isn't it
this.
every
We don't need to complicate
that
it that
would
much.
just be 4 extra days.
You're
3 extra days.
What?
Or 8, 12. Yeah, you're right. That would just be adding 3 more days. But then we'd have to go through all that math to go from minutes to. Yeah. Shh, no, you would not just add 3 beats because it's not 3 beats in 3 days. That's why we're not adding in leap year. Shh. James.
So when we go to the back, so I have the questions that we've already answered in the front, like how many minutes are in the day, and we said that at the start.
So James is catching on to something. When we were doing all those big conversions on the front, and I was writing each piece out, sometimes you have questions that you can refer back to previous questions. And you can say, oh, hey, going from minutes to 1 day, didn't we just go from minutes, seconds to minutes to hours to days? It's in there, isn't it? So if you want to know how many days are in a minute, you could kind of look back at stuff that we've already done and see if that can give us some of our information. Any questions on today's work? Some of them are just doing straight up converting like we were just doing, and I should see it written out. This fraction equals this fraction equals this fraction. So you need to write all of the steps out, just like we did on the front. So why do you think we're doing that?
If we go back after, say you're in the next unit and you have to do a review, so you have to go back and look what we did.
How easy is it to make a mistake when we have that big long row of conversions we're doing? Super easy to be like, oh wait, was I on hours or minutes? If you have it written down, it's a way to stay organized. So you're writing it out. It's really not that much writing we're asking you to do. Like seriously, it's not. It's a way to stay organized. And I need you to be in the habit of being organized in math so we don't make those simple mistakes. When you're punching stuff into that calculator and you go and you go and you go and you go and you go, super easy to forget which step we were on. So yes, I want it just like we did on the front, you're going to do on the second page. Write out each step that you're doing. Any other questions? All right, for my friends at home, we hope you are well and we hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.